Hello everybody. Hope you're doing well today. Got my hot cup of cocoa this evening by the fire, warmed up, feeling great. Had quite a bit of coffee tonight actually, so pretty hyped up for this staff meeting. So hopefully you get to take your notebook out and take a few notes as we go through this. And if you have any questions, you can just rewind it. It's so great. Love to hear your feedback on this too. If you feel like this is a good way to be doing staff meetings every once in a while, let me know. Have a great day. All right, well, as I said, welcome. We're going to talk a little bit today about three different things. First, we're going to start off with a bit by myself, and then I'm going to pass it on over to Catherine, who's got a big recording, and then we've got Nick at the very end to do our reach draw too. So we're going to start off with just talking a little bit about a town hall that's coming up. So Dr. Bass would love to hear from you. This fall has been a challenging one for all of us, and it's a good time for us to connect and reconnect and see what it is that's going on in our building, but also Dr. Bass would just love to sit down for a little bit. So these aren't mandatory necessarily, but really want to encourage folks, if they can make it, to come to these. And we'll be doing it by groups, and those groups will be set up and we'll be reaching out to you with times and dates before the winter holiday break here, and probably about 45-minute sessions, and likely for most of us it would be Friday afternoons. We'll try and make it work for everybody as best as we can. So again, love to make this as a regular fall activity at HLG, just that check-in in the fall, because we often do one in the late spring, but the fall is a great time to do that as well. Wanted to talk really quickly about the house system and do a real quick check-in around that as well. As you know, this is the whole idea for this house system was really to do a community first type of culture building piece at CA, but we also wanted to make sure that it's manageable for everybody. So we had started off the year really with this hope that we would make it something that people could engage with, but it wouldn't be overwhelming. But we did decide last week just to pause on the points piece. That's been a bit of a hard thing to get us rolling on this year, but it's because there's so much going on and it was a bit confusing to start with maybe. So what we'll do is we'll pause on the points piece so you don't have to worry about collecting those and sending those in. But we'll re-examine that in the spring for next year. And really for us in the Student Engagement and Belonging Committee is to plan forward for the monthly color days and then two major events that are coming up. And that'll be a February winter kind of celebration and then June at the end of the year. Looking forward to that too. And I just remember back to that first day, that kickoff day, a lot of fun that we were having. We want to continue that fun and really move it forward throughout this year. But we definitely obviously want to make it manageable for folks too. So for upcoming pieces on that one, next Tuesday we're going to do a reach celebration. It's the end of the month already again, and we're going to do a jeans and house colors day on that day. So if you could pump it up on Monday, have a little bit of fun with it. Maybe if you have a time for a class challenge in one of your courses or part of your day, we would love to have you do that as well, and just have a lot of fun with it that day. It's a culture building piece, like I said, and it really is meant to bring us together as an organization. Wanted to fast forward a little bit to the end of, for us, 2022. Pretty wild year. On December 21st is our last day with the students. On that Wednesday, we want to do a bit of a winter celebration, reach like a crazy fun day. And so the phys ed crew is going to have the fireside hot chocolates out in the forest. And Jason's actually lined up a special guest singer for that as well, which should be a lot of fun. We're going to have brunch that's provided by our amazing Castle Cafe. It's going to be next level. We were talking about doing some buddy class activities as well that day. And then end the day, we've got a special musical performance going on there. And Jason and his leadership classes are working on that, Jason below. So thank you so much to everybody that's starting to plan that. We'll be talking to pod leads about that coming up. But be thinking about that day as something that's not quite a normal day. It won't be necessarily following the block schedule. But we will be working on that over the next week or so here and let you know all about that coming up. So pretty excited about that. Just a couple notes from finance and admissions. I want to bring you up to date on a few things. There will be some payment date changes in December, so that's coming up in the roundup as well. But the payroll for December is going to be December 22nd, and that's in advance of the weekend of the holidays. So you'll have that as a heads up. Don't spend all your money on one day. But that's just wanted to let you know about that from finance. And then for admissions, the tours are going very well. I'm not sure if you noticed, but yesterday's tour was probably our biggest ever. It was close to 60 folks that were joining us. We usually have 20 to 30. So that's saying a lot about the work that's being done in this building on a day-to-day basis by you. And so I thank you very much for that. We wouldn't have groups like that if it wasn't for our families talking about how great the school is for their kids. So those tours are going really well. Enrollment actually launches next Thursday. So that's enrollment for our present families. They're all, the enrollment portal opens up and they can sign up for next year, and that starts next Thursday, and it goes till close to the end of January. So we're going to cut it off, I think it's the 27th, somewhere around there. And then we want to make sure that we have any of those transitions that might be moving to collegiate considered as well. So be reaching out to your APs if you haven't done that already. And then the new fees and tuition amounts are also online. A tuition letter went home a couple days ago as well. And so we're just kind of doing all that preparation. That's a big piece of what admissions is working on right now, other than the tours. And so be aware of that. And then we've broken tours up a little bit. So yesterday's was actually a grade 4 through 12 tour. And then we're going to do a blended plus and an early years tour on the 8th. So we're splitting them up a little bit to try and focus in. So that is even more amazing that there was that many folks out yesterday as well, because that was just grade 4 to 12. So we'll be coming around to grade 8 classes, especially in the next little bit, but also be thinking about how you can support Blended Plus as our third and probably our most rapidly growing program right now. If you haven't had a chance to chat with Marcus, Mark, Kim, or Megan about what's going on in Blended Plus, I really encourage you to do that over the next few weeks. Sometimes it feels like we don't necessarily have a good idea of an understanding of what Blended Plus is all about. So really want you to dig into that as well, because it is an option for many, many of our students. And we are finding that the kids that are jumping into that maybe a bit tentative to start, but it is it's knocking the socks off for sure, and the kids are having a great time with it, but also developing a lot of those independent skills and habits too. So thank you for those folks, but also really excited about what that looks like. And there is something coming out in Roundup around a position that we're going to be posting for math science, senior math science as well, to fill out a need, and that'll be starting semester 2 there. So be keeping your eyes open for that if that's of interest. Detective Devereaux and the Disappearing Diamonds, very exciting. So we've got 2 matinees and 6 evening performances coming up. Matinees are December 6th and 7th. Evening performances start next Friday, and they go for a whole week. There is, I don't even know how to describe how much work goes into this thing by Leanne and Charlotte and the whole crew there. I want to say a huge thank you to them. I know we haven't even gotten to the place where we're doing the performances yet, but I know the amount of time and energy that goes into these things, and they need our help. So we all need to step up for this one if we can at all possible. So the matinees, we're looking at maybe the support staff helping out with those, because there will be morning performances there. So it's a little more difficult for the teachers to get in there and do those ones. So support staff are able to help out on December 6th and 7th. Evening performances, we're looking for our teachers and anyone else that's able to help with those. There's lots of slots that need to be filled for volunteers to help out, whether it's backstage or whether it's change rooms or whatever it might be at the front. We really do need everyone to dig into this, because this is a major event that happens at our school, and it cannot run without the help of our volunteers. So again, thank you so much for all the hard work that's gone into this. But yeah, I will be sending out a sign-up form today as well, to make sure that you have the opportunity to do that and to put your name in there. So please do that. If you have any questions at all, certainly do reach out to Leanne and Charlotte. But we're excited about this, and we need to make it work really well. And this is going to be a great performance. And literally, how are you going to find out about what happened to the diamonds if you're not there to help out? So do it. Yes, I'll send that out very soon. I just wanted to touch on this. This is usually something we talk about in January, but it's going to be coming up quickly, and we always feel like we're just a little bit behind on this. But Student Showcase and Staff Exemplary Practice are actually 2 major awards that we do every year in February's board meeting and June's board meeting. And it's an opportunity for us to acknowledge some of the amazing work that's done by our students, but also by our faculty as well. So if you have someone in mind, you've seen some students doing some amazing things, it could be a project, it could be volunteering, it could be helping out, or a staff member that's really kind of stepping up and just doing some amazing things that you're just like, this has to be recognized. Please do reach out to Erica for the staff or to myself for the students. students, all you got to do is send an email with a letter of support that demonstrates the accomplishments of that nominee and showcases how they exemplify excellence. So I'll come at you again on that one, but if you want to be thinking about that, because things are kind of fresh right now with some of the things that are going on, I'd really appreciate getting your nominations for those in. The holiday gift choice. So if you don't know what this is, you're missing out. So Erica and the crew that has been planning towards our Christmas and winter celebrations is really trying to do something amazing for us. So if you haven't done this yet, go back to last week's roundup. You can find it on my CA, and there's a link in there that allows you to fill in what your choice of gift might be. If you don't do it, you're not going to get a gift. So I want to make sure that everybody does that. So please make sure you do that, and it's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. Thanks for all that. And one last thing I wanted to mention, which is I am blown away by completely, is our own Deanna Parker is up for something quite amazing. So she has done an amazing artwork job. You can see it on there, and it is for the Calgary Expo for a t-shirt contest. So here's what you do. Go to Instagram. Do it right now. I won't blame you if you are on your phone right now. It's good. And then choose number one. You can put it in the comments. You can already see a few of our staff members have done it if you click on there. And then sleep well, knowing you've done a wonderful thing for your peer and for the world in general. So awesome. Good job, Deanna. That looks amazing, and I really hope you win. Thank you, everybody. We're going to pause for now, and I'm going to move it over to Catherine.
Hi everyone, just wanted to take a couple moments to talk about the wellness strategy that you'll be hearing and learning more about over the coming weeks and months. What it is really a way to look at wellness from an organizational lens and learn how we can make changes and improvements to enhance our collective well-being as an organization and create that positive, productive place where everyone feels supported and can thrive. What's unique about our approach is it's rooted in what's known as the 13 factors for psychological health and safety, which is a way to really look at wellness from a deeper lens and really understand all the things that contribute to our wellness in the workplace each day. There's going to be more information about those 13 factors going out in Roundup today, and there'll be links that explore what each one of those factors mean and quick little snippet videos that go with it as well. So I won't touch on them right now, but they will be sent your way. Slide here. The wellness strategy, what it is, if you think about it in terms of development, is looking at getting the feedback from all of us as staff, and that'll be through what's called the 13 Factors Survey. That'll be coming in the next couple weeks here, getting the information from that survey, and then also in the background doing an organizational review. So looking at some of our policies and procedures we have in place and some of the data that we have accessible, using those pieces together to put together a wellness strategy. Likely it'll probably touch on one or three of those factors, of those 13 factors, and we'll put together action plans that will help to move forward our wellness. It will be something that you really see from an organizational lens, so there's not a time ask on it other than completing the survey. But we're hopeful that as we learn more about those areas that we can target for wellness, that we can create a space, an environment that really speaks to the needs and the wants of the staff that are within this building. So the next steps for now are just to give you a heads up that there's going to be some information coming in Roundup today, and you can learn more about those 13 factors, and there's some question and answers at the bottom, some questions that you might have, one of them being about the confidentiality of the survey, which is fully anonymous and is guaranteed as you complete the survey. And then at the end of November into the beginning of December, I'll be popping into your pod meetings and department meetings to talk more about what the 13 factors are and the wellness strategy and answer any questions that you might have before we dig into the survey. And then on December 9th, we'll open that survey up and it'll be available for you to complete from the 9th to the 16th. We'll close the survey up and then over December and into January, put together what some of those themes are and share back out a what we heard document so you can see what that information that came from our staff was, and then share out the wellness strategy. And there'll be some opportunities to also get some feedback and about what that wellness strategy can look like to make sure that we're doing things in the right way that meets the needs that people are expressing. The other two pieces that I want to touch on, one was Covey microlearning. So we did one back in August. There is another one today, and it should take you about 10 minutes. It digs into the intro of 7 habits and then also habit 1. You can find it if you go onto your professional learning site. It's the tab one over from My Schedule. If you click on session pages, you'll be able to see the one titled Intro and Habit 1. And I want to say a big shout out to Jenna Armstrong, who did a fabulous video. That is her personal reflection on understanding paradigms. And it is a great watch. So thank you, Jenna, for putting that together. And if we can say that, well, that's sent out today. So if a week to complete it, so that'll be next Friday. If you can find those 10 minutes to complete the Covey Micro Learning, that would be greatly appreciated. And then finally, for today, we have an hour and a half to meet as we wrap up our staff meeting. So time to just get together with your COP crew and dig into some learning. There's a couple of COPs that haven't had a chance to get their work plan in, and that was through the forum. So just connect with me on that and make sure you get that done today. And if you have additional time too, please post to Yammer about some of the learnings that you're doing and share that out with your peers. Thank you all for your time and participation today.
Yes, we are here for the Staff Reach Awards. Okay, don't want to take too much time, so I'm going to start with the one, the only, Kathy Pfeiffer. Congratulations for being awesome, warm, helpful, generous, just awesome overall. Woo! Then, Dylan Dean. Just everything. I don't know if any of you saw the spotlight that we had on CTV, but she was just huge in getting the space ready for that and just making sure that it always looks awesome. Yeah, Dylan. And Tony Tone. Just for always being there to help with IT troubleshooting and, again, being amazing. So, woo, Kathy, woo, Dylan, woo, Tony, you win the Reach Awards.